Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Akshat here, your host, back with doing another video, and this is part two of us solving through the MartiniAD lab. So, if you haven't watched the part one yet, I highly suggest you guys to watch the part one, or you will feel a bit lost. But even though if you haven't watched the part one, you can still watch this. You'll learn a lot. So, we are connected to the VPN and we have started the machine here as well. I will just give you an overview of what we did in the part one. So in the part one, when we started the machine, we had no credentials. I tried using NXC and we got to know that there is the guest user that is able to connect to a remote share called nodes. If my memory serves me correct, so, and there we found a notes.txt file, and in that notes.txt file, we got our first user credentials, and second user was Kerberoastable. So we Kerberoasted the second user and got his hash, and then cracked it with hashcat. Now, what I did not do was in the last part, we did not try reusing the password, which I certainly tried it off the camera and it pretty much worked. And that is very obvious, guys. Sometimes we tend to miss the obvious things. That makes a difference. And I literally got onto the rabbit hole where I was trying each and everything, and it took me just around an hour or so to figure that out, that I did not use that password for other users in the domain. So let's just show you what I am talking about. I will go here, and since my new tab is already open here, I will rename this tab with Alt Shift S and rename it as terminal. And now we will use NXC SMB and the IP is this one. And since let me just show you what I found here in the notes.txt. This notes.txt was found in the remote share accessible as a guest user. This was our creds, first set of credentials. Now this password is the one that I am going to reuse and see if that works anywhere in the current users in the domain. I will use NXC, SMB, then the IP, and this password, which is asterisk martini, and then asterisk, and let's see if that works. Okay, so it shows us that this user, as we saw in the last part, is the only one that is using these credentials, and the second uh, password that we compromised was this. This we got it through cracking the hash of the Kerberoastable user, and now we are going to reuse this password as well. Now the I've copied that password, I believe. If I did, yep. And we will use the continue on success flag with NXE, just because it does not stop on the first success that it gets, and it keeps on trying on the other users. Let me see that this works or not, guys. Yep. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. The pound flag here gives us a hint that this user is the administrator on the machine, and this user is a tier 0 asset. Now the answer what the platform was expecting us was the KRBTGT account NT hash. So just think of it, when you have administrative permissions on the domain, what you can do is DC sync attack. So DC sync is basically where you say, hey domain controller, please give me the set of credentials that you have, and it would just give you out the set of hashes and credentials that it has. Basically, that is what a DC sync attack is. Generally you would need replication rights to to perform a DC sync attack, but in this case we are an administrator on the machine, so we can directly dump out the hashes. And Impacket has this secrets dump, which is very useful here, and that is what we are going to use. And as you can see, this is the command for it, and I've already tried it, and this works perfectly fine. So I give it a, let me just explain this command. We use the Impacket secret dump, and we specify a just DC user flag, because we just need the KRBTGT accounts hash. We don't need all the hashes in the domain. And the user that has this administrative permissions is athena.t0, and the domain is dry.martini.bars, which I have added to my etchost file, and the target IP is this. And on hitting the enter, let me just clear that up first, and then we'll try that again. Yeah, on prompt doing this, it will prompt us for the password, which should be this one, which we got. Just a second, let me just check what was the, I'll just copy this up, and then we specify that password here and hit enter, and we will get the KRBTGT account hash. And this is what we need to submit. This is the NT hash of the account, and we will submit this, and we are done with the machine, guys. So that is what I wanted to show you guys. And sorry, we have completely solved the machine, and we have found the machine, and it was pretty much simple machine, but there are some things that you uh, tend to miss, and because of that one thing, it took me a lot of time to check what was the thing that I was missing out. Because since it is an easy rated machine, I was damn sure that this would not be the case, that where you have a lot of compromising users, because there were only three main users in the domain as I could see. And as the name suggested, Athena.T0 was tier 0 asset. Now we are done with machines, so I would uh, highly encourage you guys to solve this machine on your own, guys. That is very important. Trust me, guys. If you do it on your own, you will learn a lot. You learn a lot by watching me as well, but you do learn a lot more when trying your machines yourself. So with that said, do let me know that if you like the machine, if you like this video, and do consider subscribing to my channel if you are new, and please do like, share, and do all the YouTube algorithm things. With that said, thank you guys. Hope to see you in the next one.